All right, buckle up, because we're about to dive into a legal drama swirling around one of the biggest names in music. This isn't your typical celebrity gossip. This is a high-stakes courtroom battle where perception could be just as powerful as the evidence itself. Think about Sean "Diddy" Combs. For decades, he's been a mogul, a trendsetter, a force in the entertainment industry. His name is synonymous with success, influence, and a certain larger-than-life persona. But now, that very persona is under intense scrutiny as he faces serious criminal allegations. And here's where things get really interesting. In the court of public opinion, a certain narrative has started to take hold. Whispers and rumors are circulating, painting a picture that involves some of the most explosive and damaging accusations imaginable. Celebrity sex tapes and the involvement of minors. It's the kind of dark and disturbing imagery that can instantly poison the well of public perception. But what if that picture is fundamentally wrong? What if the actual legal case being built against Diddy doesn't involve these sensational, headline-grabbing elements at all? That's the bombshell being dropped by legal heavyweights Harvey, Levin, and Geragos on their Two Angry Men podcast. They're dissecting the potential impact of this widespread misconception on the upcoming trial. Imagine being a potential juror in this case. You've likely heard the rumblings, the online chatter, the social media frenzy. You might be walking into that courtroom with a preconceived notion, a dark cloud of suspicion hanging over Diddy based on these widely circulated, yet potentially baseless claims. It's like walking into a movie expecting a horror flick, only to find out it's a drama. The shift in expectation could be seismic. Harvey Levin, a man who's seen countless celebrity legal battles unfold, argues that this disconnect between public perception and the actual evidence could be a significant advantage for Diddy's defense team. His reasoning is sharp. If jurors are anticipating lurid details of celebrity sex tapes and the exploitation of minors, and none of that evidence materializes in court, they might start to question the entire prosecution's case. It could lead to a sense of disappointment, a feeling that the prosecution's claims are overblown, and potentially sow seeds of doubt that could ultimately lead to an acquittal. Geragos, another legal titan, isn't entirely convinced. He raises a crucial point. The very existence of these negative perceptions, even if false, could make jury selection a nightmare for Diddy's team. Finding impartial jurors who haven't already formed a strong negative opinion based on these rumors could be a monumental challenge. It's like trying to scrub a stain that's already seeped deep into the fabric. This sets up a fascinating dynamic. Will the prosecution be able to overcome the hurdle of these damaging yet potentially irrelevant public perceptions? Will the defense be able to capitalize on the lack of evidence supporting these sensational claims? Or will the sheer weight of the accusations, regardless of the specifics, prove too heavy for Diddy to overcome in the eyes of the jury? Think about other high-profile cases you've followed. How much did public opinion sway the narrative? How often did the actual evidence presented in court differ from the stories circulating in the media? This Diddy case could become a powerful example of the chasm that can exist between the two. What if the prosecution's case is built on entirely different grounds? What if their evidence focuses on other aspects of the allegations that haven't captured the same level of public fascination as sex tapes and minors? Could the absence of these sensational elements actually strengthen the defense's argument that the accusations are being blown out of proportion? And on the flip side, even if these specific rumors aren't part of the prosecution's case, could their mere existence still prejudice the jury against Diddy? Can you truly unhear something once it's been planted in your mind? This is the delicate psychological dance that will play out in that Manhattan courtroom. Jury selection is set to begin this very Monday, with the judge aiming to have a jury seated within a mere 3 days. This rapid timeline underscores the urgency and the high stakes involved. Every question asked during jury selection, every potential juror's reaction will be meticulously analyzed for any hint of pre-existing bias. This isn't just about Diddy's fate, it's about the power of perception, the influence of media narratives, and the fundamental principles of justice. Can a jury truly remain impartial in the face of such widespread and potentially misleading rumors? Can the truth, as presented in the courtroom, cut through the noise of public speculation? We're on the cusp of witnessing a legal battle that could redefine how we view celebrity justice. The two angry men have laid out a compelling framework, highlighting a potential turning point in this case. The absence of celebrity sex tapes and minors in the actual criminal case could be either a lifeline for Diddy's defense or a hurdle they still need to overcome due to the lingering impact of these very rumors. So as the jury selection process kicks off, the real question becomes, will the jurors' minds be a blank slate, ready to be filled with the evidence presented in court, or will they be carrying the baggage of the internet's most salacious whispers? The answer to that question could very well determine the outcome of this landmark case. Stay tuned because CEtrends will be bringing you in-depth coverage as this legal drama unfolds. Welcome back to CEtrends, where we dissect the headlines and delve into the real stories shaping the world of celebrity and entertainment. You've just heard a gripping introduction, setting the stage for a legal battle that's as much about perception as it is about proof. Now let's unpack the layers of this unfolding drama surrounding Sean Diddy Combs, the core of the discussion, as highlighted by legal experts Harvey Levin and Geragos on their Two Angry Men podcast, centers on a fascinating and potentially pivotal point: the widespread public perception of the Diddy criminal case versus the likely reality of the evidence that will be presented in court. As we mentioned in the intro, a certain narrative has taken root in the public consciousness, a narrative thick with allegations of celebrity sex tapes and the involvement of minors. This imagery, undeniably potent and deeply disturbing, has painted a dark picture in the minds of many. It's a narrative that conjures up comparisons to the horrific Jeffrey Epstein case, instantly associating Diddy with some of the most heinous accusations imaginable. However, Levin and Geragos bring a crucial perspective to the table. They point out the fundamental disconnect. These salacious topics, the very ones fueling much of the online speculation and public outrage, are reportedly not part of the criminal case against Diddy. This absence of evidence, they argue, could have a profound and unexpected impact on the jurors who will ultimately decide Diddy's fate. Geragos, with his extensive experience navigating the complexities of high-profile legal battles, initially expresses concern. He rightly highlights the immense challenge Diddy's defense team faces during jury selection. How do you find impartial individuals who haven't already been swayed by the relentless tide of these negative rumors? It's like trying to convince someone that a movie they've already seen in their mind isn't the reality. The pre-existing bias could be a significant hurdle to overcome. Geragos's concern is understandable. In today's digital age, information and misinformation spreads like wildfire. Potential jurors have likely been exposed to countless articles, social media posts, and online discussions, many of which may have amplified these sensational, yet reportedly irrelevant allegations. The defense's task will be to identify those who can set aside these preconceived notions and focus solely on the evidence presented within the four walls of the courtroom. This process of de-biasing the jury pool is a delicate and often arduous one, but Harvey Levin, a veteran observer of the celebrity legal landscape, offers a contrasting viewpoint, one that presents a potential silver lining for Diddy's defense. His argument hinges on the power of unmet expectations. Imagine a juror entering the courtroom, bracing themselves for the explicit details of celebrity sex tapes and the disturbing accounts of minors being involved. They've likely formed a mental picture, a narrative of extreme misconduct. Now, consider what happens when that anticipated evidence never materializes. When the prosecution's case focuses on entirely different aspects of the allegations, the jurors might experience a sense of letdown, a feeling that the initial hype and speculation were unfounded. This absence of the sensational could, according to Levin, lead to a reassessment of the prosecution's entire case. Jurors might begin to question the credibility of the initial narratives they encountered, potentially leading them to view Diddy and the accusations against him in a different light. This psychological phenomenon, the impact of unmet expectations, is a powerful one. If jurors were led to believe they'd be witnessing a hip-hop version of Jeffrey Epstein, as Levin and Geragos put it, the reality of a case devoid of such elements could create a significant shift in their perception. It could sow seeds of doubt about the severity and nature of the actual allegations, potentially making them more receptive to the defense's arguments. The urgency of the situation is underscored by the rapid timeline for jury selection, with the judge aiming to seat a jury within just 3 days starting this Monday. Both the prosecution and the defense will be under immense pressure. Every question asked, every answer given, every subtle nuance in a potential juror's demeanor will be scrutinized for any indication of pre-existing bias or openness to the evidence. For Diddy's defense team, this accelerated timeline presents a dual challenge. They need to quickly identify and strike jurors who are likely to be influenced by the widespread rumors. Simultaneously, they need to subtly plant the seed of doubt regarding the sensational allegations, preparing the ground for the moment when that evidence doesn't appear. The prosecution, on the other hand, faces the task of presenting a compelling case that can overcome any potential juror disappointment at the lack of sensational evidence. They need to ensure their arguments are strong enough to convince the jury, regardless of the initial expectations fueled by public speculation. This situation also shines a light on the often turbid waters of celebrity news and the speed at which narratives, sometimes inaccurate or incomplete, can take hold. The Diddy case serves as a stark reminder of the potential for public perception to be shaped by rumors and speculation, even before a single piece of evidence is presented in a court of law. It raises important questions about media responsibility and the critical thinking skills required of individuals consuming news in the digital age. As jury selection gets underway in Manhattan, the legal strategies of both sides will be fascinating to observe. Will the defense focus on highlighting the absence of the sensational allegations? Will the prosecution attempt to preemptively address the public perception and steer the jury's focus towards the actual evidence? The answers to these questions will likely provide valuable insights into the direction of the trial. This case is far more than just another celebrity scandal. It's a litmus test for the justice system's ability to function impartially in the face of intense public scrutiny and potentially misleading narratives. It's a study in the power of perception and the delicate balance between public opinion and legal truth. Here at CEtrends, we understand that you're looking for more than just the surface-level headlines. You want the analysis, the context, and the deeper understanding of the stories that are capturing the world's attention. That's why we're committed to bringing you in-depth coverage of this developing legal drama, cutting through the noise and providing you with informed perspectives on the key issues at play. At CEtrends, our goal is to be your trusted source for insightful and nuanced coverage of celebrity and entertainment news. We go beyond the sensational and strive to provide you with the context and analysis you need to understand the bigger picture. The Diddy case, with its complex interplay of public perception and legal reality, perfectly exemplifies the kind of stories we aim to explore. If you appreciate our in-depth approach and want to stay informed about the latest developments in this case and other trending celebrity news, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. By joining the CEtrends community, you'll never miss our detailed analyses, expert insights, and engaging discussions that go beyond the surface-level gossip. We're building a space for thoughtful and informed conversation, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. To further explore the complexities of celebrity legal battles and the power of public perception, we highly recommend checking out our video titled "Justice Delayed for Diddy Judge's Ruling Raise, or the Major Accusations Against Diddy." You can find a direct link to this video in the description box below, and also on the end screen. This will provide a broader context for the perception surrounding the Diddy case. Thank you for tuning in to CEtrends. We value your curiosity and your engagement. Keep the conversation going in the comments below. What are your initial thoughts on the potential impact of these rumors on the Diddy trial? We look forward to reading your perspectives. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in our next trend.